what you're seeing here, it's my PyKVM, which is connected to the PC. I will show you in a bit. I will put a picture or something. I have some issue with it. I want to wake this thing on LAN. Why would you ask? Well, because it's up there. I mean, I have it up in the small little shelf I have there, above the door, over the door, on top of the door, however you want to call it. And it's not easily accessible. I don't usually turn this thing on and off, but when I have to do, it's a pain in the butt. I need to get a small chair to climb up to to press the button and all that. Now that's the analog option. The more less dirty option is to do it via this PyKVM, which is always plugged in the back of the actual server. Now the issue with this is that I have it enabled to have two-factor authentication. I need to log into the IP. And yeah, it's 2-3 steps. I don't want to do that. I'm a lazy person. What I want to do is Wake-on-LAN, automate this thing. I want to put like some kind of automation to send the Wake-on-LAN from my mobile phone and just wake it. Don't need to log in anywhere and do any kind of stuff. Now, the nice thing about the PyKVM is that regardless if Wake-on-LAN works or not, this thing is actually connected to the pins of the motherboard. What this means is that even if the PC is dead shut down, I mean, if the lights were off and everything, it's like you physically press the button when you activate this thing here, which says power LED. Yeah, you have the option to push it short or long. Simulates a long press or a short press. Now, this thing costs money. I mean, you don't have this on any kind of server or something like that. You have to spend your 100 euros on a Raspberry Pi plus the adapter plus whatever, the cables and so on and so forth. So not everyone can do that, or not everyone might want that, but this is, let's say, my last resource, right? But the lazy man's option and the easy and cheap option is to enable Wake-on-LAN. Now, this Huananzhi X99 motherboard has some known issues with the Wake-on-LAN. Some Russian guys in the GitHub are fighting over it. We'll get into that rabbit hole later, maybe. What I'm trying to do is actually explain or show you my actual thought process behind this, how I will debug this, because it doesn't work. If right now I open my Wake-on-LAN mobile app, I have all my stuff here. I have selected I have an entry for the server, which basically has the MAC address of it. It has the IP and the broadcast address, which is basically whatever your network is, .255. And the port, which is usually 7 or 0. 7 or 9. Or 0, can be 0. I never try with 0. I don't think it works. But I think is that this thing worked, and now for all of a sudden it doesn't. So I want to understand why the heck, if I didn't change anything in the motherboard, I didn't change anything in the routers or in the network, what's happening? So I have two possibilities here. Either something it's badly configured in the motherboard. I don't know how, because I didn't touch it in a while, or I misconfigured something on the Proxmox, because, by the way, this server has Proxmox on it, which is Debian technically underneath. So we will have a look there also, okay? But I want to start with the BIOS, because usually the Wake-on-LAN options are enabled or disabled in the BIOS. So let's just pick around. It's not a very intuitive BIOS. These Chinese or Taiwanese or Koreans or whatever they are, they're not masters of design, so to speak. They go with the classic American megatrends, blue on gray stuff. But anyways, it's working. It's functional, yeah? At least to a certain level, because you have options that are not functional. So bear that in mind. So let's just have a peek at what options do we have here, and see if we find anything with related to the Wake-on-LAN or energy or something like that, yeah? So I have enabled hibernation, which is enabled, okay. ACPI sleep state, Suspend is disabled. Okay, whatever. What is this? Enable or disables ACPI auto configuration is disabled. No, disabled is because I wanted at some point to enable hibernation. Okay, this is not what we're here for. Let's see what do we have here. Restore is your power loss or power loss. It's power off. That means basically if your power it's disappears and it's back on, like this, what basically does is, hey, when you see the juice coming back, enable start again. Yeah, boot on your own. I don't like this because if you have like intermittent power cuts at very short time, it's not good. Plus, if this is a server, you should have it like with the UPS and all that jazz. So usually I leave this disabled. Yeah, serial port I don't use. Hardware monitor, nothing to see. Let's see, temperature, smart fan, nothing here. So the Realtek PCIe family controller, we have a Mac here. I don't know if this is maybe related. What is this? I don't know if this is have something to do with the MAC address or of the Ethernet. I don't think so. I don't know. Let me just see if that Mac matches with the one I have. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I had the same Mac configured. Yeah, so yeah. But I don't have any options here. So basically I have information regarding this stuff, but I don't have any options to touch here. Okay, nothing to see here, boys. Let's just continue. PCIe subsystem settings. What the hell? Okay, let's see I don't know what all this stuff is. So I will just go here, PCIe Express settings. Let's see, relaxed ordering, nah. Extended sync, no. Link training retry, no. I don't know what this is. Doesn't look good. Let's see this one. Yeah, I'm just going like, if I see something like remotely related with Wake-on-LAN or energy, I will touch that, but I don't see anything here. So let's continue. Network stack, LAN wake up control. So LAN wake up control. This, in my book, it's Wake-on-LAN. It's enabled. Unless the designer of this BIOS want to troll us or something and enabled means disabled and disabled means enabled. Enabled is enabled, god damn it. So let's see, network stack. Enable, disable, Wi-Fi network stack. What is this? Why is this disabled? Let's see what network stack, enable, disable, Wi-Fi network stack. Let's ask GPT, because I asked it before to tell me how do I check this on Proxmox. What is enable, disable? Oh, wait, I'm using the other keyword, the one that I use for the server. Okay, I'm an idiot. Okay, again, what is enable, disable, network stack? Where's the Wi-Fi stuff? Enable, disable, Wi-Fi network stack. Okay. Enable, disable, Wi-Fi network stack used for in a BIOS. Let's see what it says. Wi-Fi enable, controls where the system's firmware can use the network interface during the boot process before the operating system load. When enabled, it allows the firmware to initialize the network adapter and use the protocol like pre-boot execution environment, like booting over the HTTP, never Wi-Fi, other Wi-Fi networks like ISCA. See when disabled the firmware. Oh, okay, so this is if I want to boot like from a network device or something like that. Yeah, I don't think this is. Does it affect Wake-on-LAN? No, Wake-on-LAN does not require Wi-Fi. So we have our answer. This thing stays disabled. Okay. Okay. Why am I? Okay. Wait a second. I have two keyboards here. Difficult to keep track. Okay, so that's the only option I see there. Now we have CSM configuration, which is disabled for some reason. I think I had issues with Proxmox when installing it. That's why it's disabled. Need to look into that also. NVMe configuration, nothing to see there. USB also, nothing interesting here. So guys, I mean, the only option I see that might be interesting is the one we saw with the LAN wake up control, because other stuff here. Let's see what else do we have. Advanced power management. Maybe we see some option related to, so we have energy efficient. This might affect if the LAN, sorry, the Ethernet adapter stays on or off. Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's leave it as is until we finish our investigations and see if Proxmox has something to do with it. But if not, I might try Wake-on-LAN on with disable, sorry, so that it doesn't apply any kind of like optimizations or doesn't shut down the energy to the rest of the motherboard. Yeah, configure TDP. No. P state socket. Nah, nothing interesting here. Power down unused ports. Yes. I don't think it affects. Or maybe it does. Gen 3 lookout. It shouldn't. I mean, if they have a little bit of design and you enable Wake-on-LAN and this is a must requirement, this should automatically toggle to on or off, I think. But who knows? So I don't see anything that can affect our configuration. So I will just discard changes because I didn't touch anything, I think, and exit without saving. Yes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to boot into Proxmox and have a look at how we can check if our network adapter uses Wake-on-LAN or not. So according to this, you just need to list all the interfaces and then use ETH tool ENO01 blah blah blah. So let's just do that. Let's just do this test and see what happens. Yeah. So we're going to Proxmox. Let's make sure it started. It's still booting up. It's something mysterious to me because all of a sudden not only this one stopped Wake-on-LAN. Some other PCs I have laying around stop working. So I'm kind of paranoid because I don't know if it's something has to do with some kind of firewall or something I messed around with. I don't know. But the funniest thing is that not all of them failed. Some of them are still working. So it's crazy. So now that we are in the Proxmox, we're going to go to the shell and check for the interfaces. Now the one I'm using here is the one that says VMBR0 because my IP address is here. So to check if this thing, it's ETH tool and the name of the interface. So if I put ETH tool and I say VMBR0, we see that we have supported ports, link modes, pause frame auto negotiation, not reported. Man, it doesn't report anything. Duplex unknown, auto negotiation off, port. So yeah, it doesn't say anything regarding Wake-on-LAN. Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Interpret the output. Supports Wake-on-LAN. Wake-on shows that what modes are supported. Wake-on-LAN G enabled for Magic Packet. No, we don't have that. So enable it manually. Let's just try to send this these instructions. See how bad we screw up. It will not work. So I launched it. I'm getting back again this supports auto negotiation, but I don't see anything changed. Internal, yes, 0 other, no. I don't see anything changing here, so, but this setting resets on boot unless you persist it. Now, let me see, let's inform, I don't see the anywhere for my interface. Try to enable it manually, nothing changes. Let's see. Unique time support Wake-on-LAN or support missing Proxmox kernel builds. Some drivers of Linux are complicated and compiled with Wake-on-LAN support. Check driver and module. WOL disabled in the BIOS we saw it is enabled, so nothing. Proxmox running on a virtual interface. Could be. Yeah. In Proxmox, my interface is, so that could be one thing, VMBR0. So IP, and I will tell this to ChatGPT to see if I have to, I don't know, do, what did I did? Okay. Copy. And where is it? I think in Proxmox, my interface, I think it's virtual. Could that be the issue? I don't know. I mean, who knows? Yes, that's exactly the problem. In Proxmox, VMBR0 and Tab are virtual and do not support Wake-on-LAN. You must check and configure Wake-on-LAN on the physical NIC, your ENP in this case. Oh, take a look at that. So this one is just a bridge. Okay. Let's see. ETH tool. Where is it? EMP. Okay, we have a lot of stuff here. Supported, pause frame, auto negotiation. Oh yeah. Check this out. Wake-on-LAN D, baby. So we have support Wake-on-LAN PUBG, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Wake-on-LAN D. Wake-on-LAN D. What does that mean? Okay. So we're getting in business. Where is it? If it shows disabled, so if it shows D disabled, enable it. Okay. I will, damn it. I will. I'm so nervous right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. So it had D, should change to G, right? Let's see. Let's issue that one again. Okay, so now it's enabled. Okay, what else? Be calm, don't get nervous. Test with Wake-on-LAN, PCIe, Important notes. Configuring Wake-on-LAN will never work. It's just software bridge. Stupid. After enabling Wake-on-LAN, you may need to make it persistent if resets after boot. Add to or systemd service. Do you want me to show you how to make Wake-on-LAN persistent? Absolutely, baby. Or the first step. No, I know this will work. I have a feeling it will work. So yeah, let's make it persistent. So that was the issue. I had it disabled on the Proxmox, yeah. So confirm Wake-on-LAN works manually one last time. I know it works. I did it. I mean, it was enabled. I didn't test it. I will test it once. I make it persistent. Then check. Wake-on-LAN G. Okay, if that's correct, that's absolutely correct. Add Wake-on-LAN to the interfaces. Okay, so let's try to do this. Look for your NIC definition. You probably looks like this. Add the Wake-on-LAN option. So I need to add this option, Wake-on-LAN G, to my interface on that file. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Paste. Okay, so where's our interface? I don't see it. I don't see my interface here. Oh, so this one, interface, EMP S0 init manual. Okay, so what did you say around, where is it? So, okay, so I have to add this line under that thing. Okay, so up runs this command each time the interface is brought up, boot or restart. Okay, so this is nice. What do I don't have the auto there? I don't know, but regardless, let's edit this, add this thing here with that indentation. I don't know if that's correct or not. I'm gonna try it. Init manual, and this guy has init manual. Okay, apply changes, systemctl restart networking. Okay, but if I lose, okay, let me save, exit. But if I lose this thing, maybe I will lose access to the network for a brief period of time. Blocking state, not good. Don't like this. Forwarding state, what is this? Anyways, don't panic. We have PyKVM on it. Yeah, this is back. We're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay. So, man, that was scary. Okay, verify after reboot. Okay, we have to do this thing after reboot and we should see a G here. Now, let's reboot first. Sudo reboot. No. Let's do it properly. Let's do it here. Why type when you have a button there, right? So what this is doing right now, it's rebooting the entire system. And my mission is, my objective is to check that that option is still enabled. And if it is, shut down the thingy, completely shut it down. And from the mobile phone, just open my Wake-on-LAN application and send the signal to it and see what's happening there, if it starts or not, yeah? So too bad I cannot show you guys this, but I will leave you the PyKVM here so you see if it actually boots up or not. But yeah, it's basically that. So right now it's rebooting. It's taking a little bit. This Huananzhi stuff sometimes takes a little bit of time. It's not okay. I know what's happening, but the continue beep, it's over there. Let me see. Okay. Well, that was scary. It was like beep, like all the time, man. Anyways, here we are in Proxmox, back again. Don't panic, just wait. Yeah. So, man, that was scary stuff. As I said, once this boots up, we're going to check that option, it's actually there. It's enabled, so it returns the G command. And once we have that, we're going to try to shut it down and bring it back on, sending the Wake-on-LAN signal from the mobile phone. And if this works, we are in business, because the next step will be to automate this with Alexa. That will be in a future video or episode. Now, again, this is translated from English, but here there are a bunch of Russian guys, like Koshak does like BIOS mods for this motherboard. And again, they're diving deep into the firmware for this and enabling a bunch of stuff and playing with it. Now, in my experience, when I first got this motherboard, it's funny because I also did the turbo boost and all that. I modified and I downloaded some version of the BIOS from some Russians. I don't know. They couldn't put anything on it. I didn't care. It was for playing, right? But I managed to screw it so bad that I actually had to like buy some like it's like a special probe you need to put on physically on the BIOS chip, and I put it on the BIOS chip to actually flash the BIOS, because it was so screwed that the motherboard was dead. There was no way it will boot in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, man, those were fun times. If I find the video or the photo or something, I know I did like a video of it, but I don't know where it is. I will try to put it around somewhere, so you guys know what you're messing around with this stuff. Again, let's just not get too much into the weeds. And so we have our Proxmox back after the long beep, and we're going to paste this and see if we get the G back. That means it's enabled. Yeah. Okay. So we have Wake-on-LAN G for the physical interface. So we're in business. Now, what I'm going to do is shut this baby off. Yes. Shut down. Sorry. And the IP didn't change. Anything else, it's the same. Let's see if it's shut down. Yeah, it shuts down. I will leave this like that. And man, if this works, it's a huge win, because I hate so much going there and having to climb with a chair to just switch on this server. Now, are you ready? Because I'm going to send the, let's do it. Okay, let's do it quickly, because this AI stuff will, oh, it's not working. Let's try again. Too bad. Doesn't seem to work. So let's think a little bit why it's not working. Let's double check. Yeah, what I'm going to do is send this to the 255 IP and see if that makes any difference. Oh yeah! Hey! It worked! Nice! This is, I will put it around here, my actual configuration. By the way, if you see this on the screen, it will start. At some point you will see the Huananzhi logo, but it worked. I mean, I didn't move from here. I don't know if you hear the actual beep because I have like the noise suppression on, but it's like beep. I don't know if that's normal, but I don't care. I didn't touch anything else apart from that. But yeah, so it started. I managed to start it, but it's very, very strange this because plus I had a note. Let me just screenshot this real quick. I have a note here in Spanish says Wake-on-LAN Huananzhi, use the 255 because it's working great. So what I did was instead of putting my private IP, which was 192.168.0.6, I put it in this field, I changed it, and instead of this, I put the 255. So I'm basically sending my Wake-on-LAN package request to the broadcast, to all the to all the devices on the network. But I think since the only one matching is the one that has the MAC address, like my server, the only address card is the one that I have on the server. That's why it's spinning up and it's working. So, man, I'm so happy. You guys, you cannot imagine. I struggled with this, like, I don't know, I was looking into it like for a month or something like that. But for some other PCs I have here, but I never thought that this could be an issue. So we have two things. We have three things, actually. We have the BIOS setting. We have the virtual interface that Proxmox created, which is like very trolling stuff. Because by the way, that might make sense even, because if we check in Proxmox right now, if I put... so just to finish, the train of thought, we have the BIOS settings, we have the virtual interface, and we have how we send the signal from the actual application that's sending this signal. So in my case, I'm going to send to the broadcast IP instead of the actual IP of the net of the card. Yeah. So if I put IPA here, so I'm sending the request here to this interface, which it's up and it allows broadcast and all that. And this is the one that actually has this MAC address, which is the one that's matching the one that I'm sending in my mobile phone. Okay, not here, because so this explains a lot of stuff, because I was sending to this IP my request, but again, this IP, it's an IP that's assigned on this virtual bridge once everything is up and running. Actually, this is not the way to do it. I think, I mean, is the only explanation I can find. Yeah. If you guys have any other a theory or explanation regarding this, please let me know in the comments, because I want to know what do you think it's wrong here. By the way, this bridge, I didn't create it. I just installed Proxmox normally and it just appeared there. So it's something Proxmox might do, right? So again, we have all that. I'm so happy it works. Again, worst case scenario, I have the PyKVM. If everything else fails, I will do that, because these Russian guys complain about that everything works okay, blah, blah, blah. But if after disconnecting the machine, you de-energize it and then supply power, so you remove completely the energy from it and supply the power, the machine will not wake up sending a magic packet. This is something that happened to me, not only with the Huananzhi motherboard, but with some other PCs with more recognized motherboards like Gigabyte, Asus, and so on. And I think this is like kind of a limitation of this Wake-on-LAN technology. Yeah. So they say because when the Wake-on-LAN package is de-energized, the Wake-on-LAN packet standby mode specified by the OS is reset. So this makes sense. Yeah, because the power for the adapter it's off. So everything the adapter is off. It's not put in standby mode by the system, in this case Proxmox, when you shut it down. Yeah, when you shut down the server, the Proxmox says, hey, power network adapter, stand by for Wake-on-LAN packages. Yeah, that's what we did with the Wake-on-LAN 2G option. The problem seems to be that the BIOS doesn't have a Wake-on-LAN control clause like other systems do. Yeah, some systems don't experience this because the BIOS is the one that says, hey, at the BIOS level, when you shut down, put it on wait. And I think in that case, even if you remove completely the energy from the actual system, when you put it back, the BIOS it's like re-enabling the network card to be on standby mode to wake the system further. I think this is how it works. I'm not an expert. I'm just tinkering with it. So take this with a grain of salt. Yeah. So that setting forces listening for a wake-up packet from any state. That's basically what my theory is also. But again, yeah, so these guys are onto it, but I didn't. I will test this over this main motherboard. Actually, I don't think it's very complicated to test. You just remove the power cord and see what happens. So this is the configuration I tried initially that didn't function. You see here I put the 6, so the IP of my supposed Ethernet adapter, but it doesn't work. So if I save this and now I try to send this request, you will see it will not turn on. Motherfucker. So now it did. Oh man. So I think what happened here is that somehow I don't understand. I don't understand. Why is this working now? It didn't work before. Regardless, how I did manage to make this work is to put here this, the 255 broadcast, the broadcast address, yeah? And with this, in the MAC address I have here, it worked perfectly. So I don't know why now it works like that, but again, let's do the final test. So we've tested that it worked with the .5 stuff, yeah? Now let's do the same. We modified it to use the 255, so the broadcast. Let's do the same. Let's shut down the where is it? Let me shut down quickly the server. And once it shuts down, what I'm going to do is try to bring it back on with the 255 broadcast. Let's see if that works. Yeah, if it's better like this. Yeah, a bit dusty around here. You have a little bit of setup in your dust. You can easily see it in the video, I think, because I have the. Let me make this bigger. Yeah, you see it shut down everything, the lights and everything. And let's send this back again. See if it works. Boom. Nice. Instantly. So for some reason worked both ways with the IP, which in the beginning it didn't until I bring it up with the 255 option. Now my suspicion is that it has something to do that if it's the first time you boot that, it's better to send it to the broadcast address instead of the actual IP, because the IP it's not assigned to the network card. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. But regardless, the test I'm going to do now, once this thing is back on, is that I'm going to climb up there and remove the power cord. I'm going to remove it once it's shut down, to completely shut down the machine and see if that makes any difference. Because if I completely shut down the PC and the network card it's de-energized, my suspicion is that we will not be able to start it with the Wake-on-LAN on the .6 IP address, even if when we plug it back in, because since it was never initialized by the OS, it doesn't have an IP. So I think that's why it will not work if the system is de-energized. But the interesting test will be to do the same test, but instead of, if it doesn't work with the .6, which is the IP I have, try it with the 255, with the broadcast, and see if that option works if the system is completely de-energized. Now, if it doesn't work, means that you cannot rely on Wake-on-LAN, basically, if the power goes completely off. So you will have to use some option like PyKVM or something like that, yeah? As you can see, I have it up there. I don't know if you see my hand. You see it, yeah? So it's up there. I cannot easily reach it. This is the smallest room in the house, but it's my room. I can put things even in the ceiling if I want to. So I'm happy. If my wife is seeing this, I'm happy. Thank you. I know there's a lot of you out there that have entire CPDs for them, but it's not my case. I have the smallest room in the house, and I have to make the best of it. Okay, so now I'm going to shut down this. You can see I mean, this machine, it has like an Intel Xeon 18 cores, 36 threads, and I have like a passive Noctua cooler on it because of the noise and everything, because I use this also for work, not the computer, but the small room, yeah? And I need sanity, right? Okay, so now the system is shut down. Let me just quickly unplug it and leave it a few seconds. I will push the power button to drain all the energy, and we'll be right back, yeah? 1 second. So, remove power. There's the power cord. Let me push. Yeah, so it's completely out. Let me put it back in and see what happens. So let's see how is stuff. Now our configuration right now. So I had an issue there with the recording. It dropped on me. So hopefully it doesn't freeze again. I will try to finish it as soon as possible. So let's just try this after we completely remove the energy from the server. Let's just save it and test if it gets back on with the IP option only. It doesn't. As I suspected, it's completely out. Okay, so let's try now to modify this, and instead of sending the information to the IP, it should be assigned, which it doesn't, because it's the network card went off with the energy loss. And now I'm pinging the broadcast IP. Let's see if this makes the trick. Nope, doesn't seem to. So definitely there's something to the Russian guys in the forum that these checks with what they observed, it doesn't work properly if the power goes out. Now, what I like to tell everyone here is that you cannot rely pretty much on this, only on Wake-on-LAN, because it can fail. What I want you to get out of this is that you need to have a plan B. You either configure it somehow to get it back on, or you need to actually have a PyKVM like I do. So I will show you quickly how easy it is just to get it up and running. Let me show you the PyKVM menu, so you can see how easy it is to actually start that PC over there with this PyKVM. Yeah, power click short. Okay, that's it. It's like physically pressing the button. As you can see, it's immediately started. So yeah, you definitely cannot rely on Wake-on-LAN. That's the takeoff of this video. And yeah, I hope you learned something from it. Again, enough for this rant, but I will leave the entire video. I don't want to edit it too heavily, because again, this is my train of thought. This is how I investigate stuff. This is how I debug stuff. And I want you to understand like the logic that I'm following, because it's I don't see any useful if I give you like a cookie cutter solution that might not apply to you. Okay, because these are steps that affect me, but in your case could be something different. So that's what I'm trying to transmit with this kind of video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please feed the algorithm, hit that like button in the face, and yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think the problem is, and if you experience this, if you find it useful or not, and see you in the next one.